Hi, I'm Isabella.
Hi, I'm Sienna, and today we'll be teaching you about Lesson 1-5, Exploring Angle Pairs.
Definition.
Adjacent angles. Two angles that share a common side and a common vertex, but do not have any common interior points.
Here's an example.
In this figure, you can see that LMN and NMO are adjacent because they share a common side and a common vertex, which would be N. But LMN and LMO are not adjacent because they do not share a common side.
Definition.
Vertical angles. Two angles whose sides are opposite rays. Another example.
Angles 6 and 8 are vertical angles because their sides are opposite rays. This goes the same for angles 7 and 9. Complementary angles. Two angles whose measures add up to 90 degrees. In this diagram, angle A is 53 degrees and angle B is 37 degrees. If you add them together, that would be 90 degrees.
Supplementary angles. Two angles whose measures add up to 180. A is 110 degrees and B is 70 degrees, so if you add them together it equals a supplementary angle.
You try!
Are angles LOJ and MOK adjacent angles? False. Remember, adjacent angles cannot have the same interior points, which is O.
Are angles JON and angle JOK supplementary angles? True. The measures of both angles equals 180. 83 plus 97 equals 180.
OL and angles JON, vertical angles. No.
Okay, and LOM complementary angles? Yes, the measures of both of the angles equals 90. Angle KOJ is 83 and angle LOM is 7. Add them together and that equals 90.
Definition.
A pair of adjacent angles whose non-common pairs are opposite rays. For example, angles ABD and angles DBC form a linear pair.
1-9. The linear pair postulate. If two angles form a linear pair, then they are supplementary. ABD and DBC are supplementary. Their angles measures add up to 180. This makes them a linear pair. The measure of angle ABD equals 2x, and the measure of angle DBC equals x plus 30. What are the measures of angles ABD and DBC?
The measure of angle ABD plus the measure of angle DBC equals 180. You then substitute 2x for the measure of angle ABD and x plus 30 for the measure of angle DBC. You then combine like terms to just 2x plus x, which is 3x. You then subtract from each side, which would leave you with 3x equals 150. You then divide each side by 3, which will leave you with x equals 50. So now you can figure out the measure of angle ABD and the measure of angle DBC. So the measure of angle ABD equals 2x. You then substitute x with 50. And once you multiply, it would equal 100. So the measure of angle ABD is 100. And for now, for the measure of angle DBC, x equals 30. So you can substitute x with 50 and add it to 30, which would leave you with 80. So the measure of angle DBC equals 80. And 100 plus 80 equals 180 degrees. It's a straight angle.
Definition.
Angle bisector. An angle bisector is a ray that divides an angle into two congruent angles. If line segment MO is the angle bisector of angle LMN, then angle LMO is congruent to angle OMN.
Another
For
example.
given information, we know that these two angles are congruent, meaning that they have the same measure. If we are trying to find the measure of these two angles combined, we just take the given information here, which is that that angle is 32 degrees, and we multiply it by 2, giving us 64 degrees. That means that the angle measure of LMN is 64 degrees. That's all, folks.